Hi everyone, today I'll show you how to deploy a Flask app on AWS using Docker, Kubernetes and GitHub Actions for CI/CD. So for front end we use HTML which is using Jinja to template, backend which is Flask. For database we can use SQLite and Docker which is for containerization, and Kubernetes we can use to deploy the applications, and we can configure the GitHub action as well, and then we can host the applications in AWS. So let's move to the BS code. So this is our Flask app. Inside template I define in the index.html file. It will basically provide the front-end interface for user to interact with the applications. So and here I define the app.py file which is handle the backend logic and routes for the Flask applications. So here I define the requirement.txt file. So basically this Flask import the Flask framework to create the web applications, and this Flask SQL Alchemy integrates SQL Alchemy ORM for database management. So here I create the Docker file. So from Python 3.9 it will select as the base image, then it will set up a working directory, then it will copy the dependency file, and after that it will run the containers. So after that it will run the application, run the Flask app using Python, using the app.py. So after this I build the Docker image by using the docker build -t command, and I'll push it into the Docker hub. So I already did that. I'll show you. So let's go to the Docker hub website, and here it's my image is stored. Okay, this one. So the next step is deploying on Kubernetes. So for that I wrote the deployment.yaml file. So this API versions specify the API version of the deployment resource, and it will deployment. It will define the resource as a Kubernetes deployment. This metadata and name the deployment is Flask app we can specify here, and for replica tools is it will basically runs 2 instance port of the Flask applications. So for this kind of setup I write here, and so after this inside container, the name of the container I created in Docker Hub is the Flask-app, so I put it same, and for image this is the username of my Docker Hub, so I put it use the latest Flask app image from the Docker Hub GitHub container registry. So that image pull policy, it will force Kubernetes to always pull the latest image. So here I define all the ports, which is 5000. So let's move to the another file, which is service.yaml I created, where this API version for the service resource, and for the kind service it will define the resource as a Kubernetes service. So app Flask-app that type port here, because it will select the port label with app equal to flask-app to route traffic to port. So yes, and this port 80 expose the service on port 80 for the external access, and its target port forward the traffic to port 5000 inside the Flask container. So type which is the load balancer, expose the service via a load balancer, use node for it's not available. Okay, so let's move to the another file which I created for the automate the CI/CD pipeline using GitHub Actions. So it's the here workflows I created. The name I put here deploy.yml, deploy.yml. So I given the name deploy Flask App to Kubernetes, which is basically define the workflow name, and here adjust if using another branch. So it will basically triggers deployment and push to the main branch. So here is jobs I defined, and yes, here is job and here is steps are there. So for jobs, deploys run on it will Ubuntu latest, run the job on the Ubuntu server, and steps are name checkout code will basically pull the latest code from the repository, and here name it will set up the Docker, and here it will log into the Docker hub, and it will authenticate with Docker hub. So this secret I'll let you know where you need to put all this. So here it will configure the AWS credential. You have to put in GitHub AWS access key ID and secret access key ID as well. So the region I selected US East 1. Yeah, like this kind of setup I did. So now I'll show you where you can store that AWS access key ID, AWS secret access key, and for Docker Hub username and like key kind of things you have to store here. So I'll move to the GitHub. So I'll select my repo, and you have to click on setting, and after that you have to go to the secret and variables. So click on action. So here you have to put AWS access key ID. You can get it from AWS. So these are you can get it from the AWS. Docker Hub token you should generate from the Docker Hub website, and recently you can kubeconfig that you can check from the EKS. So after all these you can click on action. So here this is my the workflow. So here I can see it will pass all these steps. So if I click on verify deployment, here I get my external IP to access the application. So this is my external IP. So if I click on go to, yeah, here I am able to access my applications. So this simple Flask Notes App I created. Yeah, from here we can add and we can able to remove. So let's make change something, so we can verify whether our CI/CD pipelines is working or not. So here in index.html I'll change, I'll make it change something here. So I'll make it welcome to my Flask App. I'll save it and I'll write this, then I'll click on commit. Some change. Okay, it will commit it. Let's move to the action. So here you can see our pipeline is building. Let's click on deploy. So it's complete the job, and we can take the external IP from here. So here you can see what we make changes in the VS code, and after changing the code in VS code, we push into the GitHub repo. So after that, here also in web applications, we see our changes. So it's verify that whatever we can change in the VS code, then we can push into the GitHub, so it will automatically change it in our applications. So thank you.